shit. I'd be like, where am I right now? Because, you know, I am a business owner. And, like, I hold high regards for people that don't use that. And when I'm doing business and when I'm dealing business, you think I'm a bitch on the air. You should see how I'm like as a business owner. You know, there's definitely you gauge, you know, your first impressions, and you have all that kind of stuff that comes into play. And though I get what you're saying completely, and so, like, if your secretary is the dumbest person or the smartest person, I mean, all those things run through my head when I literally go in, like, if I talk to investors or if I talk to someone that wants me to be an investor, which, you know, it happens, that kind of, those scenarios happen quite frequently, and I literally don't listen to what they say. Well, I do, but I don't as much as the way they perceive themselves to be. And
that's exactly right. No, you are exactly right.
You do, and you look at body language.
You stop listening. You stop listening to the message.
Right.
And you start focusing on the delivery.
But you get distracted. You know, immediately you get distracted going, look at the, like, I mean, there is one investor I had that came in smelling like yesterday's bar. And I literally sat there in my chair.
Was it me?
And this guy had all the money that hit one of the oil guys. And I'm sitting there going, and I did not do business with him because I couldn't listen to a fucking word he said because of the way he smelled. And if, you know, I mean, these things, like, come into play when you're doing business. However, and that's all, and we agree on that. However, we are talking about my show, my shit show, being a Friday night drunken shit show, which I'm surprised that people actually attempt to critique it. What the fuck are you even critiquing? Like, you're a
I don't know that I purposely wanted to critique it.
But you did on Debbie's show.
My opinion.
But you
if
did.
You've ever heard me, but if you listen to me, I'm not shy about giving my opinion about anything.
Right. Well, Juice Producer was the only one that came up with, he's like, I don't think they actually care. And, like, he was right in an aspect because, like, literally, when you listen to the show, you're walking to a mini bar scenario where, you know, and that's kind of it. And it was funny, and it is funny. And, like, you can tell the amount of organizations in it depending on what kind of a week I've had and whatnot. And it goes up and down, and it really just depends on how well I write the show, depending on what kind of week I've had. And, you know, and that's all fine and dandy, but, like, where it came into play was Debbie got pissed because we made a show about her. She found out that we made a show about her, like, a month later. She figured it out, and she
because I
found
fucked
the
up
show.
her fucking chat room.
Because you fucked up her chat room.
You appeared on her radar.
Right.
Yeah, I went on her chat room and I fucked shit up.
Probably because one of the lunatics that follow on her every word probably found it and gave you up.
Right. Which I assume happens.
But let me tell you something. If she didn't have the drama, she would invent it. If there was no drama going on around her, she would create it.
Actually, not the first time I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. Right. But
as she says, it's not her first rodeo.
Yeah.
We didn't actually do a real review. Have you listened to the WTF Does Debbie Daily?
I think I did listen to that.
Yeah, that wasn't a real review. If you listen very closely, you hear me go around the room, and, like, barely anybody listened. I intentionally...
Nobody really listened.
And so they weren't able to give a real... I think I'm the only one that will listen to you, because, you know, I listen to everything. But I intentionally assigned shows to each one that I knew they wouldn't like. You know, and it was supposed to be turned into something that was supposed to actually make fun of my crew, not necessarily Debbie Daly. And so where I went to go, okay, yeah, everyone, we're going to listen to, why don't you just piss off at Debbie Daly? We don't know why. We do listen to you. And so I go, I don't know why. I don't know who this person is. I'm going to figure it out, though. So I looked at, and I listened to clips from various shows of hers, and I go, yeah, no, this one's perfect for this one because I know he's going to hate it. This one's perfect for her because I know she's going to hate it. I literally went around. And so they listened to it.
We are assholes.
And yeah, no, and I'm the biggest one of them all. So, and I did that. And so when you heard that show, you listened to a lot of people going, I couldn't listen to it for more than 5 minutes. Well, I did it on purpose. You know, and it was literally to make fun of the group that I had reviewing it, not because of Debbie Daly. and you can pick it up through the show in sound, and it was to poke fun at each other more than it was to poke fun at Debbie Daly. So
I understand that, but if you were looking for the best bang for your buck, meaning the most attention, the most controversy, she's your target.
no, she's not. That's the thing. We don't actually care. We don't have any targets. You know how I target? I target Gomez. Wanting your Jew. I target Gomez all the time.
I was going to say, if you want attention and you want people to listen to your show, just just lob a couple of things over her way. A little bit goes a long way. You don't have to go overboard, and she'll talk about you forever.
Well, and that's the thing. And you know where this came from, because we all live our normal lives and whatnot.
Right.
And
Do
I care how?
Live a normal life.
Well, how many people do I actually care listen to the show? Not many. This isn't. I come from an entertainment background. Like, I have a whole family that is, like, ass deep in entertainment, and it makes me sick. You know, do you know Mr. Magoo?
Yeah, yes.
Or Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island? That's my uncle, like my great uncle. And so I have a whole...
That's Jim Backus.
Yeah, it's Jim Backus, exactly. That's my great uncle. And so I grew up with a family that had been on set, and they grew up in the whole industry. And and then we had, like, the kids I played soccer with, they're all producers and television, and, like, I don't... So when I walked into all this, like, I knew...
I produced these nuts.
I knew what I was getting into, you know, and I keep telling it. That's why Adam you see Adam disappearing off the show, because you hear me making fun of him going, oh, it's too much for him. That's too much. But, you know, I can't, like, I know what I'm doing in that aspect. And I knew when it came to Debbie Daly, I knew that I didn't have to actually poke fun at her to gain attention. Now, if I want, as someone in my shoes, if I want people to actually listen, and if I want to make something, I know exactly what I need to do. But this is supposed to be for fun, you know, and that's why I giggle when everyone critiques it, because this is like me and my friends getting together and, like, talking. And I give all my friends shit-faced, I serve them all shots, and then I like to hear what they say.
I serve shots, bitch.
See, you hear them right now, Jew?
Tormenting Debbie Daly is also fun.
Well,
it's almost along the lines of
I kind of agree with you, Jew.
And it is, too. And that's when...
It's almost along the lines of tormenting the retarded kid. You don't want to... But you don't want to go that far and do that, because it's in really poor taste.
No, and it is in poor taste, and that's why, like, and that's when she took what we said, and I go, Debbie, if you actually listen to the show, you hear me very clearly going, you guys didn't even listen. Like,
No.
Who the fuck are you making fun of? You have no idea who you're talking about. Like, who are you making fun of?
I think that I've admitted numerous times I've only listened to 30 seconds of that show that you gave that assignment on.
Which I did on purpose.
And I was done.
Right.
I was fucking done.
Yeah. And it's all attempts for me to make fun of my crew. And so, and that's where I came from. It wasn't, like, literally, like, reaching out and stemming out and be like, I need more listeners. I need more. So people need to listen to me. Like, that was not anywhere close where I was going from. Everyone in the world needs to listen to what I have to say. You know, that was not where I was going for.
God help the world.
It was literally going, Felicia, you're like, Gomez, you didn't even live to the show, and you have a comment on Debbie Daly? Please, tell me your comment on someone you have no idea. You haven't even listened to her show. You know, that kind of stuff. And it was literally directed at my own crew, which I do quite creatively all the time. You know, and that's just the kind of the way I run stuff. So that turned into that, which turned into, okay, you guys were battling it out, which actually, like, started where I came into Debbie Daly, and then you became friends. And then, okay, well, Debbie Daly needed some ammo against us because she felt threatened at one point. And then she became friends with you. And then you have Jewish producer going, I don't know, like, I don't know, but let's listen to him more, because he's giggling in the background and all this kind of stuff. And then you guys hate each other again. And where I guess I was asking you, like, what happened between the time that you guys were nemesis and then you guys were friends and make up May, I guess, quote unquote, and then shit went down the drain again. What happened? She has a story, but it's not a great story. I guess I don't.
None of the stories are really great to me.
No, it wasn't a detailed story. So what happened, you?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. Debbie suffers from paranoid delusions. She thinks that people are after her.
No, but there has to be something that happened. There had to be something, even if she does. Like, there had to be a trigger that triggered something that happened between the time that you guys weren't friends, you became friends for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, I was camping, and I looked down at my phone because Felicia texted me. She goes, "You have to listen to some shit right now." And I go, "What is?" And I'm like, "What? What is going on?" I'm on a.
But I explained all this last night. By the way, that was, I think, the longest I've ever spent.
You did a good job.
You have to remember, I have to listen to Felicia every day, so I can't.
I didn't really talk that much. She did.
It's a burden.
But I guess the answer to your question, what was the trigger?
Yeah, what triggered this next one?
Usually she's got to make a decision between two people. And sometimes it's who does she like the least or who's bothering her more. But in this case, it was Steve, who dropped off the call several times. And in her paranoia, she assumed that I was DDoSing him off the internet.
Fuck off, are you serious?
Yeah.
She's constantly blaming me for DDoSing her.
Was it recorded?
Constantly.
Yeah, I heard about the DDoSing things. Felicia was kind of keeping me up to date with that.
Right, but see, here's the thing, and I explain this. If you're DDoSing somebody's IP address, you're overwhelming the router.
Right.
They won't be able to connect to a VPN. A VPN will give you a different IP address for your internet activity, but you're still going through the same connection, the same old IP address.
Sure.
So if you turn around and you say, "Oh, well now I'm on my VPN, he can't touch me." Well, that's not true, because if you're really truly being DDoSed, you wouldn't be able to make the VPN connection.
Right.
Because your router is so overwhelmed to begin with, it would never connect outside of your house.
Sure.
But Steve started dropping off his Skype. He would come on, he would drop off, and she just started blaming me. I don't know if she really believes that that's the cause, and we heard the other night that his internet modem, his very expensive internet modem, caught fire.
Sure.
But do you believe that?
I don't know. In fact, I actually kind of think that she brought you back on board after all the shit that's been said back and forth. And I hate to say this, I think what she took, which was all fun and games and all that kind of stuff, I think she took what we said offensive. I think she used you as a pawn to try to back her up. She tried to bring a lot of people on the call that night for that show that she did, and then as soon as that was done and over with, she dropped you like a Mad Hatter.
Let me ask you, who was the chess player? Me or her?
I think she was the one holding the fingers, and I think she tried to use you to shoot back at us.
Well, of course she did.
But if that was the only reason why she did that, like that's fairly manipulative. But
well, yeah.
You're telling me you couldn't see that from a mile away?
Yes, I did.
Can I interrupt really quick?
I have played this pattern over and over again for quite a long time.
Apparently right now, One Angry Jew, you are being accused, I'm looking in the chat room right now.
Oh, fuck the chat room.
No, Debbie's show went down, and I think she's saying that you de-doxed her again.
Oh, fuck the chat
I'm
room.
not being blamed for 9/11?
Yeah, no, fuck the chat rooms. You can go listen to her if you want to.
You might want to jump in on that one.
I'm not messing with Debbie, or I'm not messing with One Angry Jew. I'm not messing with anyone here.
Talking about our chat room.
Right.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm not also being blamed for 9/11.
You're right. I agree.
Well,
with
you're
you.
Jewish, not Arab. So
hold on. First of all, I'm gonna have to give you a nice history lesson. So let's not let's just step away from that one, okay? Because I
Is the
gotta.
Equator by New
Yeah,
York?
I know a lot. I listen